What's up YouTube, my name is Agnes and welcome to my channel. So we're gonna look at Trump's birthright citizenship. So it seems like now if you're an illegal and you end up having a baby in America, that baby does not qualify citizenship. So if maybe you and your partner, but I know who the person who is looking at the video at the moment already knows about this. So let's look at these videos and yes, find out what people feel about this. So let's check this video out.
Any woman in the United States unlawfully who gives birth to a child and that father is not a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, that baby will not be considered a U.S. citizen. It also says that any woman who comes to the United States as a visitor or as a student or for business or through the visa waiver program, these are folks who are lawful here in the United States with a visa, also gives birth to a child during that lawful time here in the United States, but yet the father is not a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, that child is not a U.S. citizen. This executive order goes into effect, or it applies to babies who are born 30 days after the order. It directs federal agencies from recognizing the child as a U.S. citizen, and it also says that state and local governments who recognize these babies, the U.S. federal government will not agree with them. The ACLU was ready to go on day one with a lawsuit. They filed a lawsuit the same day in the U.S. District Court of New Hampshire, and they're asking the judge to declare the executive order illegal or unlawful. They're also asking that the judge put in place an injunction to stop this executive.
If they want to take away birthright citizenship, take it away from everyone. And then let's all do 23andMe and see who's from the Americas. I mean, if we're gonna be racist, we might as well do it right. DNA test for everybody.
When I tell you, the first time I ever voted was for President Trump this past election, I feel like one of the best decisions I ever made. Like, are you guys tired of winning yet? Because I am not. I am not tired. So as you know, birthright citizenship, right? And let me just speak on it to the people that don't really understand. Birthright citizenship was set in place to slaves that were brought to this country against their will. It was not for the illegal immigrants that broke the law to come here pregnant and then give birth and then now you're a citizen. That's not what it was about. So, you know, birthright citizenship has been being abused. Because people think they can come here pregnant or get pregnant, and as long as they push out a baby on American soil, that means that they're Americans. And I just love that is no longer. Ain't no better time to be a proud patriot than right now.
Well, I guess the day has finally come. Birthright citizenship has officially been signed and they won. Yes, the Supreme Court won. So you MAGA supporters, you guys got y'all's bet. You guys got y'all's W. But for people who are illegally coming in, trying to have babies, and you know, I'm talking about newborn babies, and you're hoping for a better future for your kid eventually in the, you know, when he or she grows up, yeah, they're not going to be a citizen. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, what is the point? Think about it like this. What is the point of even living in America at this point? Because y'all seen how shitty America gets every fucking year. Do you guys really want to live in America, bro? Do you guys really want to spend another 4, 5, 10 years, etc., with however many years you want? It seems like things just keep on getting worse and worse and worse as the years pile on. But this is crazy. Honestly, I was not even expecting this, to be honest with you. Shit's wild as fuck, bro. And to be honest...
Okay, let me just stop the video over this. So when they say that a child, when you make a baby in America and then you find out both parents are not Americans, they're legal immigrants. But a situation comes that maybe the child is born when this act is passed. Okay, the child is born after the act has been passed. This bill has been passed. Then the child grows up and maybe let's say the child turns 20 years old. Now, the parents, you find that they're still living in America, both illegal immigrants, both using a visa. Maybe you find the father is the one who is the breadwinner, the mother is a stay-at-home mother. Then you find that the child has grown up, ready to get a job, you see. So you want to tell me that due to the fact that that child is not eligible to be a U.S. citizenship, he has to now go through the process of applying for a visa since that child was born in America 20 years ago. So I just want to figure that out because in some sort of a way it doesn't make sense, but yeah, that's my debate because like it wouldn't make sense to me to find that I lived in this country to which I call home for 20 years. I was born in this country. My parents still live in this country. They're working, applying for a visa in this country. You see, they're working for a visa in this country, and all of a sudden, like I have to go through the very same process as them. Maybe like if they lose their job, and then you find that okay, even the child who has grown up now loses his job. Now he's gonna be deported because he was never eligible for birthright citizenship. But man, that's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, it's sort of like not fair, but also crazy at the same time. Let's just continue with the video.
Just wait. Just wait till
The original Constitution from 1787 did not specify who is a U.S. citizen. The Constitution did give power to Congress to decide naturalization, but it was silent on birthright citizenship. At the time of our founding, citizenship was handled at the state level because of slavery. And then in 1857, the famous Dred Scott decision, the Supreme Court infamously ruled that no black person, free or slave, is a U.S. citizen, regardless if they're born in the United States or not. And then we got the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery, and the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which was written to overturn that Dred Scott decision. All persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. The jurisdiction thereof was designed specifically for children of diplomats, children of people of invading enemy armies, and Native Americans who had their own tribal laws. And then in 1898, the Supreme Court established that U.S. citizenship applies to every person born within the United States of America. The famous case is Won Kim Ark, a Chinese national, gave birth in the United States, physically gave birth to a baby, took that baby home. That child tried to return as a U.S. citizen. The government stopped that child, but the Supreme Court said that child is a U.S. citizen because that child was physically born in the U.S., despite whether his parents were U.S. citizens themselves or not. And in 1924, Congress granted U.S. citizenship to every Native American born in the U.S. And for the last 200 years, the federal government and every state has recognized every person born in the United States of America to be a U.S. citizen, to get a passport, Social Security, birth certificate, federal benefits. Until Donald Trump showed up in 2025 when he decided all by himself that only people born in the United States to U.S. citizens or residents are U.S. citizens. Everybody else isn't. And here we are.
Okay, guys, there you go about birthright citizenship in America. But yeah, in some sort of the way, like me going back to that kid who was born 20 years back after the bill was implemented, like what happens if both parents of his are still living in America and then to find out now he has to also go through the same process as his parents of applying for a visa. It still doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, can you say in the comments what you feel about this birthright citizenship and if it's fair or not fair? From my standpoint of view, I get where they're going with it, but in some sort of a way, if you find that maybe like the parents are gonna live in this country for a long time, I mean, like, it would be fair if you make the child a citizen of America since he or she was born in America. Like, it makes sense. But since it's Trump's America, there you go. That's what you get. But thank you for watching my channel, guys. Please like and subscribe, and let's meet up to the next video. And peace out.